interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up in our series on dialysis crisis, we tell you the story of a 15-year-old Priscilla Asante who misses school twice a week just to be on the dialysis machine amidst a crushing financial burden on her family.
My mom and dad do not have money either.
We have details as hospital authorities narrate how relatives of patients sometimes instruct them to take patients off the machines because they can't afford the cost of their dialysis. Also in this package, medical superintendents demand government pays realistic salaries to skilled health workers as they describe this year's brain drain as a worst in the country's history.
I can tell you that there are facilities that are losing about 20 to 30% of their quality staff every year. This is more severe this particular year.
And we go to the KNUST campus where over 45 out of the 117 schools have arrived ahead of the preliminary stage of the National Science and Maths Quiz 2023.
We have been learning well for almost 3 years now, and then we are hoping that it will come out well for us.
The main target for the contest is to have the trophy.
So if the questions are suitable for us, then we are winning. We don't have any threat.
All these details and more in this package. Thanks for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. I am Hannah Odame with the details. We start with our dialysis crisis series as we delve into a harrowing tale that unfolds not only in hospital wards, but in the very core of families torn apart. It's a story that paints the agonizing choice families of patients make between witnessing their loved ones slip away or embarking on a desperate quest for money to keep them on the dialysis machine. My colleague Richard Kojonyako shares the narrative of 15-year-old Priscilla Asante, who misses school twice a week just to be on the machine amidst a crushing financial burden that threatens to tear apart the fragile threads of her family's existence.
The humming sound of medical equipment here at the renal unit of the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital welcoming patients. It's a Tuesday morning and 15-year-old Priscilla Asante is being wheeled into the renal unit here.
The doctors told me I have to be on the machine, and I have to be on that machine either twice or thrice a week.
For now, she has to travel nearly 100 kilometers from Chifu Mampong with her mother to the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital every Tuesday and Thursday to have her dialysis session.
My mom and dad do not have money either.
The burden of her illness has not only taken a toll on her fragile body, but has shattered her world due to the family's precarious financial situation.
They said that could be 3.5.
They say every section is 350 cedis. And this in addition to getting blood and other medication.
You won't believe it. There are some who even come in and they come in, tell you that now we don't have money to come anymore, and so please take off the catheter for us to go home. They just don't know how to get the nurse, so the idea is to go home and die. The idea is to go home and die.
Richard Kojonyako filed that report. Medical superintendents are demanding government pays realistic salaries to skilled health workers following the increasing mass exodus of doctors. President of the association, Dr. Kamaruddin Hussein, says the situation has reached an unprecedented level, with certain healthcare facilities witnessing the departure of 20 to 30% of their experienced medical doctors. Speaking at the inaugural ceremony of the 21st Annual Conference of the Medical Superintendents in Accra, Dr. Hussein described this year's brain drain as the worst in the country's history.
I can tell you that there are facilities that are losing about 20 to 30% of their quality staff every year. This is more severe this particular year. So it is something that I mentioned that we need to actually start working towards, and then we need to stop that. Or else all these beautiful hospitals that we are building in the country, they will all be white elephants. It's a serious situation. I think all of us must talk about it.
According to him, the only way the situation can be curtailed is for government to make life a bit comfortable for skilled health workers in the wake of rising cost of living.
Everybody knows we don't need to do any research work. It is economic. It's purely economic, because all the people you talk to, they say, there is something better at the other side of. There's a greener pasture somewhere, so they have to go. So that's a fact. It's purely economic. If you want to solve it, we all know if you are paying somebody 2 cedis and someone somewhere is paying 10 cedis, everybody will move to where the 10 cedis is. So how do we solve it? We need to find money and support the health workers. Pay realistic salaries to them, and then they will stay.
Dr. Kamaruddin Hussein is president of the medical superintendents. The NDC minority has vowed they will not cooperate with officials of the BOG in Parliament after the central bank governor sent out his security team to receive their petition. Hundreds poured onto the streets yesterday to back the demand for the resignation of the central bank governor and his 2 deputies. Maxwell Agbagba was there and filed this report.
The 3 governors, as we speak, are currently meeting the IMF and in a meeting, and there's nobody there. So the government has asked that I meet you and take the petition on his behalf.
We never said we are going to present our petition to the head of security or someone responsible for security, with all due respect. If he thinks that the IMF is more important than the Parliament of Ghana, if he thinks that the IMF is more important than the people of Ghana, let him deal with the IMF, but we'll come after him. We will come after him.
It just tells you that they are really a bunch of administrators, leaders who simply don't care. They don't have regard for the people. They have no scruples. They have no dignity, because this is the height of disrespect.
He has called for war. He will get it big time. He dare not step in Parliament, because we will not entertain him in Parliament. For me, I would insist the next time any of the deputy governors or the governor appears before the Public Accounts Committee that we also cannot see them. We would ask this, is either they meet the security detail in Parliament to hear them before the Public Accounts, or they should go, and then when we are ready, we'll call them.
In a related development, Member of Parliament for the Ashiaman constituency, Ernest Nogbe, has indicated he will raise the concerns of his constituents on the floor of Parliament when the House resumes. His comments comes after hundreds of residents in Ashiaman poured onto the streets yesterday to demonstrate over bad roads in the area. We'll hear from the MP shortly, but first, listen to some of the residents.
We know the MP doesn't fix roads, right? So he being our mouthpiece, he could go to the assembly and make that thing happen. But we always say, oh, my government is not, I can't do nothing. But see, that's not it. We are here. Like, left me alone, me and my brother, you see this place, we'll sleep here till tomorrow. Because see, we are suffering.
During the 2020 election, FPP had 36,000 votes in Ashama here.
Exactly.
Ashama deserves better.
Bad.
We pay taxes. We are dying.
Let's hear the MP who says he will bring the matter to the floor of Parliament.
Frankly speaking, everybody is complaining, including myself, because I use Alukta also in Ashiaman. And everybody in Ashiaman is complaining. Motorists, drivers, and everybody is complaining. So at least, as I said earlier, what they like is what I like. And I feel the pain of the people.
Member of Parliament for the Ashiaman constituency, Ernest Nogbe. Preparations are ongoing for the preliminary contest of the National Science and Maths Quiz 2023. The 30th edition, which initially had over 500 schools, has now narrowed down to 147 schools for the nationals. My colleague Jacqueline Yeboah is at the KNUST campus and reports.
It's that time where all the schools converge at one place for the National Science and Maths Quiz. We are right here at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where we have about 56 schools arriving for the preliminary contest of the 2023 edition of the National Science and Maths Quiz. So let's have an interaction with most of the students who are arriving today to get to know the expectations, how far and how well they have prepared for this contest.
Well prepared, and we are just hoping for the best because we have been learning throughout for almost 3 years now, and then we are hoping that it will come out well for us.
Okay, me, I don't really have a threat in terms of the schools. I believe we are going to face the questions. So if the questions are suitable for us, then we are winning. We don't have any threat.
Bless our works and bless our play.
So, bring you all the details from the KNUST campus with my colleague Jacqueline Yamwa. Now that's all for the news at 6 with me, Hannah Odame. But you'll find more stories on myjoyonline.com. Thank you for joining us.